Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back for another edition of the Rushville Recap. Today we've got Special Projects Director Brian Sheehan and City Intern Nicholas Newman here to talk about some of the upcoming Bicentennial information. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, Big Nick. I hope you're doing well today. So myself and Nicholas are going to try to run you through very quickly. There's a ton of things going on, and we're working really hard to have those out on Facebook and in the newspaper, but we're going to try to consolidate all of that into a very quick program. So we're going to start off with Throwback Thursdays. It's something that we started July 21st. We're going for 8 straight weeks every Thursday. Nicholas, tell us more about Throwback Thursday.
Absolutely. So the Throwback Thursdays are a series of historical film showings, but they vary in each showing. So the one that we just had on July 21st was honestly a pretty big success. We had 85 people attend, and that one showed the 2019 WIPB Now Entering video, the Now Entering Rushville video. So that's what our first event was, but they vary from each event. So this Thursday on July 28th, we're going to have the Rush County Trivia, where Mayor Mike Pavey, intern Lexi Yeager, and county historian Jod Wilson compete against each other in a Jeopardy-style trivia.
And this trivia, I'd like to say, Nicholas worked on this. There are great questions. The categories are very similar in trying to get you to think and kind of play through. It's not just as easy as who did this. You got to think a little bit, and I think it'll provide some fun both for the players on stage and also the people in the audience.
Oh, absolutely. I will say when I made the trivia, I didn't make it easy. I did not make it easy. So we'll see how that ends up
No, we
happening.
did not. He did not make it easy.
We may see people with negative scores winning. Let's hope.
Let's hope. That's the goal. That's what we're going for. Our next event is on August 4th. It's this 1960s. It is a video of downtown Rushville in the 1960s with some music behind it. At this event, we'll also have just right French fries and a few items for giveaway after that.
And some of the people may realize that 1960s video, but it is now completely wrapped with 60s music. I think it will be a very, I think it will be nostalgic and also bring some emotion up as people listen to the music with watching the video.
I would think so. It's a good way to see our city how it was in the past. On August 11th, we'll have another trivia, but this time it won't be 3 specific people. Instead, we're going to choose 3 people who are interested in participating. Soon, the city of Rushville will push out a Google form, and in that Google form, you can sign up with your interest and whatever, and if you would like to participate. The winners of these trivia nights will have a random giveaway as well for some gift cards for some local Rush County businesses. So that's also something we need to watch out for. On August 18th, we'll have another Now Entering showing, the second half of that movie. So for the August 18th Now Entering, there's probably about 20 different individuals from the city of Rushville in that film. So we hope to see them on the big screen.
And it is something that was done by WIPB up in Muncie. It's incredibly well done, and I think people will really enjoy.
Oh, absolutely. On August 25th, we get to see Louis the Greek on screen on the Louis and the Greek historical film. In addition to this, we'll have some peanut brittle in classic Louis the Greek style and some candy canes with also some giveaways at that event.
There's a great part at the end of that where you see Louis actually delivering ice cream to the children. And for anybody like myself that was there, it is really cool to see that moment come back.
On September 1st, we'll be showing an entire film about the Kennedy-covered bridges. Within this film, it goes through all 6 Kennedy-covered bridges spread across Rush County. And then with this event, we are going to have donuts and fry pies catered by Missy Wagler of Wagler's Creamy Creations in Milroy. So I'm really excited for that one.
And I didn't even know what a fry pie was exactly. So I'm looking very much forward to that. It sounds like it's a delicious treat.
That one's going to be amazing. And then our final Throwback Thursday event is September 8th with the 1976 Lions State Finals. So we're currently getting in contact with those on that team, and we are hoping that is kind of a reunion and gathering for that 1976 Lions basketball team. And in addition to this, we'll have cupcakes by Rachel Miller as in a typical celebration, typical reunion style, where we're watching that video and watching that final play of that year.
And it is the game as it appeared on TV. I recently watched it. It's really neat to see on the big screen and to hear the call out. I mean, it was a very close game for what was, really one of the key pivotal successes in Rush County's history for a long while. And certainly still talked about many, many years later. So we hope you come out to enjoy that.
Absolutely. So these Throwback Thursdays are every single Thursday from now until September 8th. As we are gearing up for our bicentennial celebrations. And these historical film showings are completely free to attend, 7 p.m. at the Historic Princess Theater, which is the downstairs of the City Center on Main Street. And in addition to this, Princess Theater has a reduced price for concessions as well, a deal. But we're really hoping for people to come out. We had 85 at our first event, and we are hoping to see that number grow because it truly is an amazing time for our community to gather and just think about the past 200 years of Rush County success that we've had.
And once again, each of those events is free. It's at the Princess. It's at 7 p.m. They will last anywhere from 50 minutes to an hour and 10, so it's not going to take up your entire evening. Gives you a chance to come down and eat first or and then come to the show. But we really hope you come out. It's super easy. It's every Thursday from now until September 18th. The other thing we have going on is Celebration Saturdays. We have events August 13th. There's a How to Go show. If you're not familiar with that, you can look up How at the Moon. They have one in Indianapolis, Chicago, many places. It's dueling pianos. You get to make requests. It's a very fun, crowd interactive party, really. And actually, these Celebration Saturdays, each of those, they're more adult swim. So there will be alcohol that could be purchased there. Also, the concessions are open. But How to Go, tickets are $15. You can get them down at the City Center. The next thing we have is August 20th. We have Doulahan. Doulahan is a Scottish-Irish folk band. They actually opened 7 years ago when we had the High Kings here at Riverside Park. They were a big hit. We brought in the High Kings, which is one of the best Irish acts in the world, and there were several there saying, man, I really like the opening act just as much, if not better. So you may want to come out to that. That one is a free event, but we do ask that you get to the City Center to get a ticket since we only have a limited amount of seating down at the Princess Theater. Arts Midwest is the major sponsor for that, making that free. Also, I will throw back that the Rushville St. Patrick's Day party helped in bringing How to Go for the August 13th show. At this point, I'll flip it over. Our last Celebration Saturday. Tell us about September 24th.
Absolutely. But first, Brian, for How to Go, it's not just dueling pianos, though, right?
That is correct. There's
a drummer.
There's a drummer as well. Yeah, so you'll be able to keep to the beat. If you're like me and you don't know when to clap, that drum is very important to be able to keep you on the beat.
So we're really excited for those 2 dates. And our final event for the Celebration Saturdays is September 24th. This is going to be the Rushville Comedy Show. We have our headliner, a Rushville native coming in, Jake Smith. He graduated in 2019, and Jake Smith is coming in for that comedy show. We're really excited. It's going to be him and 5 other comedians down at the Princess Theater at 7 p.m. $10 is the price for those tickets, which can be purchased at the City Center. Once again, September 24th, 7 p.m., $10 tickets. We're really excited. We are hoping that this is something that we can continue doing for these comedy shows because we know Jake Smith, he's a top-tier comedian, and we're excited to see what some Rush County talent looks like.
So if you're not sure, Throwback Thursday and Celebration Saturdays, what time are they?
7 p.m.
They're all at 7 p.m. Makes it very easy. August 13th, August 20th, September 24th. Mark your calendar. You can come down to City Hall, and we have all of those tickets at the front desk where Carla is, and you can buy those up. Our goal is to sell out each of these shows and really show that people are excited about coming out and celebrating the Bicentennial. Other things we want to discuss, this is where you're going to have to help us show our merchandise off. We have a number of things to really, I guess, celebrate the Bicentennial that you want to keep your eyes out for. One is the official T-shirt. We ordered 500 of those in the beginning. We have around 100 left, and if you would be so kind as to help us sell these remaining shirts out, that helps us convert shirts to cash, and that cash into more programs, projects, prizes, those kinds of things. But again, those are also at City Hall. They're $15 a piece.
Well, they're at City Hall and Rushville Pharmacy as well. Rushville
right.
Pharmacy is selling the T-shirts for $15 as well.
And if you are interested, we may be able to work on that price a little bit if you wanted to buy, say, 10 or more for your business to be able to celebrate. If you're one of the banks or one of the restaurants and you wanted to be able to celebrate, give us a call. We'll try to work something out if you wanted to buy several at one time. We also have the coloring book. There's about 30 of these remaining. We started out. The kids in all the schools got those last year, and then we had around 300 of them that we've sold, and I think we're down to around 30 to 35 of those that are remaining. We have a cookbook that Jill Carmody and her team has worked to produce. This book is a $20 purchase, and Correct. Where can they get those?
So the cookbooks can be purchased in multiple locations, the Rushville Pharmacy, the City Center, Mocha Moose, and I believe Kaleidoscopic Treasures as well. So there's multiple locations where those can be purchased, and all that money goes back to and checks be made payable to the RCHS Activities Fund, because that is where that program came from with Joe Carmody.
And I actually had some people ask the other day, they're like, well, I already have a Durbin cookbook. Well, you can still buy Durbin cookbooks. There was a reprint of that is out there, but this is a different project and certainly benefits somewhere in the school system. So that's pretty cool. Coming soon, we will have, it is completed, and I got to really give a shout out to various interns. Certainly, I got Nick Lawler off screen that's helped us. I think he really helped get the cover of this book finalized. We have Nicholas Newman that helped out in various ways in research. We have Riley Sheehan that helped write some of the stories. Lexi Yeager helped write some of those stories as well. But we have put together, I think it's going to be about, I don't remember the number of pages exactly, 140 maybe? 100.
I was thinking like 128, 138, something around there.
Somewhere around there, hardbound book. It will be $40 plus tax.
Correct.
It will be available at the Rushville Public Library. The benefit of this book will go to both the Rush County Historical Society and the Rushville Public Library. There's going to be about roughly 500 of these available, so you'll want to get on that pretty quickly. And I think we've started or will start to promote soon how they can pre-order on that.
Correct. So pre-order opens on August 2nd for our Bicentennial books. This is completely through the library. So the library is both the funding organization, one getting the funds, and the one promoting and selling the books. So you can fill out the pre-order form that will be released on August 2nd, or you can go into the Rushville Public Library and fill out that form and pre-order one in person as well. They will come in at the very end of August, early September, and that's when they'll start to be distributed.
And it really, there are some opening statements, there's historic events, there's people and places, there's a timeline that kind of tells you just what are some of the key things that have happened in the last 50 years, and then there's some pictures kind of around the county. I think people will like this, and it will be a great leave behind from our generation to the next several.
Oh, absolutely. I'm super excited after looking through the book and just having people have that resource of what Rush County's looked like in the past 200 years.
The other thing we have coming soon is we worked with an artist out of Indianapolis named Jingo De La Rosa. He has done 5 prints or 5 sketches for us, and then they get their coloring with watercolors, the way he does his art. We're looking to do 2 more, hopefully. We're trying to get something that would showcase the TQ midget races at the track and also the theme show. We have already done, this will be a good test for us, we've done the farmer's market, the courthouse, covered bridge, city center,
And the concert series.
And the concert series. He did a few of those actually live where he came down here, sat up in front of the building or the event and did those. They're going to be beautiful. We're going to sell those in sets, and we're likely going to have maybe 50 to 75 of those sets available. So you want to keep an eye on that. That'll come later this year, and hopefully in time for great Christmas gifts, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Those will be limited edition. We'll only be printing so many. And actually, while we're talking about limited edition, there's something else that I just thought about. The Sampler is selling these Bicentennial plaques, and they're only making 200 of them. And yet these Bicentennial plaques, they are beautiful. They are made in the shape of Indiana, out of wood, with engraved the Bicentennial logo.
I believe solid cherry was
I think it's
wood,
solid cherry.
That's certainly what the Sampler is known for.
Absolutely. So those are available for both pre-order and sale, I believe, if you look on the Sampler's Facebook page. But the city purchased one just a few weeks ago, and I'm very happy we did, because those are an amazing leave behind for the Bicentennial celebration.
And that'll be given away here soon at
the
Throwback
1960s
Thursday.
event at the Throwback Thursday.
Kind of wrapping up some of the events, the concerts. We have August 27th. We'll have London Street be the opening act. That features Jay Davis, and they play a lot of 70s and 80s music that featured a horn section. Really cool band. They've been here and opened a couple times. They're going to be the headliner. And local musician Ty Hornback will be our opening act. So a really nice evening with some local musicians. And then the big show, September 17th, is what we're kind of gearing all of this to. We'll still have a few things that'll fall after that period just to be able to celebrate, I'm sure,
Like the comedy
Christmas
show.
on Main and some of that, and certainly the comedy show that we'll play up the Bicentennial as well. But that last show is going to be Tyler Booth. If you've not checked out Tyler Booth, if you're older, you might go to YouTube and check him out. And he's a young kid, but sounds very good classic country, kind of hip. They tell me that's not hip to say that, but classic country that I think you'll enjoy. We have Molly Hatchet, a 70s rock group, very well known, and then Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry, and he is known for several classics, country hits, but the biggest one that we wanted to attach to is My Town, which is a great small town anthem. So I think everybody will enjoy that evening. There's a little something for everyone. But before that gets started, I'll kind of throw a test at you. You know what else is happening for September 17th, which is typically the Rush Fest Wilkie Days events. We've kind of attached to that and trying to blow up things. But tell us what you know about that.
Absolutely. So not only is it Rush Fest and Wilkie Days, it's going to be bigger and better, just like you said. I know you were just talking about My Town, and My Town will be the theme for our parade, which will happen at 10 a.m. on September 17th. So it'll be the Bicentennial Parade. The entire parade will be filmed and photographed, and that film will be kind of used as a time capsule to show those in the future what it looked like in 2022 at the Rush County Bicentennial. So that'll be at 10 a.m. on September 17th.
He also has a song that's something to be proud of, which ties into what we're doing. And then I think there's where I come from, not the Kenny Chesney thing, but a different song that he does. So really enjoy that. And if you do go out and look, Tyler Booth, I mentioned that you go to YouTube if you want to see some of that, or certainly check out Pandora or any of those things. But he's also on TikTok, and he's kind of a maniac. So the younger generation might like to see his TikTok work as he builds up towards our show. We do have the parade we would like to see as big and really getting as many people involved. So if a family wants to get involved, an organization, a business, heck, if an individual wants to walk down the street with a and wave a flag, help yourself.
As long as they have a float.
Yes, we're looking for a float. Somebody build a big float that looks like a birthday cake. That's something we would love to see. The 5 and 50 ride, for people that don't know what that is, there are multiple distances that you can do of that ride. But they do have a website that you can go out and look at. They travel through 5 covered bridges in 50 miles. That's why it's called the 5 and 50. That is run by the Rush County United Fund, and I know they're working to have that be the biggest and best ever that they've had. So definitely check that out.
And I don't think it was mentioned, but that's a bicycle ride.
That is right.
A bicycle ride, 5 and 50.
I suppose if you want to drag a wagon or do something like that, they're not going to throw you out, but it is certainly supposed to be a bicycle ride. Other things that we want to just make note of, the over-the-street banners that you see, we've got the Rushville Leading the Way in Rural Indiana on one side, the Bicentennial banner on the other. The street department worked their butts off to put that up, and the day after they put it up, I think a storm knocked it down, and they worked hard to get it back up. So if you see those and like those, certainly appreciate the work that the street guys have done. They also put up our downtown banners. Those would be the red, yellow, and blue that you see down there that feature the state, the covered bridge, and the courthouse. Those are things that we have downtown. Recently just had the Welcome to Rushville sign that went up on the north face of Fish Moon, and that was a design that we really threw to the public to try to get some feel of what we wanted to do. Nick Lawler helped us create that, design it, and we made some final edits, getting just the right individuals and pictures on there, and I thought it turned out spectacular. And then a couple other art projects. You might give your view on the upstairs windows, and then maybe what we have coming.
Absolutely. Through the use of a Duke Energy grant, through their gracious support, we were able to pay for the historic restoration of the upstairs historic window art along Main Street. So those are the original painted ladies that were done for the Sesquicentennial in 1972 that were painted above the businesses that they represented. So the first 5 painted ladies were above Meniere's. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then you're going to have to help me out with
the next two were a shoe store called Neff's, and then the next 2 were a jewelry store that was Cooper's at the time. But all 3 of those businesses, although their time frame wasn't exactly on the same path, all of them were around 50-year-old businesses or 50-year businesses, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. So those historic window art was just finished, I would say about 2 weeks ago, by artist Lance in Rushville. So
what's his last name?
Starts with a W.
Waskaboynik.
Lance Waskaboynik. There you go. Through the gracious support of a Duke Energy, that was completely redone for our Bicentennial to ensure that for the next 50 years that this art will be there and in our downtown.
And a neat story that kind of worked out of that is we had always assumed, we'd heard the names Mel Gray and Dorothy DeArmond that were the artists there. And I still pretty much feel that Mel Gray's probably the ones that were the four on the end, the jewelry shop and the shoe store. But we got up there and found a signature that said C-O-H Page, and did a little research and found that there was a Carrie O'Hara Page that became Morrison down later in life. She was one of the owners in Meniere's and was a professional artist. So it certainly looks like we found a different artist than what we thought at the time, but kind of cool that it's even tied more to that shop. The only other thing I got to say is that for the parade, start buying your candy now, getting your floats together. And one of the things that you'll see the Bicentennial Committee get out to people through the parade is we bought a boatload of buttons, right?
Oh, we bought 3,000 buttons.
So we have something that will be a neat takeaway for everyone, that you'll want to, when the kids are fighting over candy, hopefully the adults get out there fighting over the collector button. So a lot going on. And I'd like to take this time to be able to thank Nicholas, Nick Lawler, Lexi Yeager, Riley Sheehan, Carter Tagg, Mason a couple years ago I know helped. We had Annie Hadley that helped do some research. I think Barbara Hirschberger was a big component of us doing stuff for the now entering video that's kind of coming back now. But so much of this would not have occurred if we didn't have the strong group of kids that I get to work with every summer for the intern program. So since you're the only one here on screen, I'd like to thank you on behalf of everyone. And then hopefully you can accept on their behalf the appreciation from not just me, but the community.
And I do want to say, because of the internship program and because of our city leadership, both Mayor Mike Pavey and Special Projects Brian Sheehan, they're the reason that we get this opportunity, and they're the reason that the youth continue to have a voice in our city. And why a lot of these projects get rolling is because they have the extra help every single summer. So
Absolutely.
we really appreciate it.
And it is something that I think more and more people know that now, but there's very few cities that have an intern, way fewer that would have three, and only a handful that actually achieve all the great stuff that we get done throughout the year. So it is a big thank you. And at the end of the day, we got to thank the people for helping fund the city budget and making those things happen. So that's all we've got. We wanted to make that quick, but man, there's a lot going on, and that's about as quick as I think we could do it. If the 5, 10, 30, 100 of you that listen to this early on, please share it, ask people to watch it so that they know everything that's going on and straight from the horse's mouth. So I think at this point, we can throw her back in the studio to my man, Nick Lawler.
Whether it's one of the various bicentennial events we have going on, or incredible merchandise going out, or even some of the things in between, we really hope to see you out here celebrating Rushville's bicentennial.